Gregor MacGregor was a Scottish soldier. He was charismatic, he was ambitious, he was also a con man. MacGregor longed for power and wealth. He found it not on a battlefield, but through an audacious scam. He invented a country. This fictional nation was called Poyais. It supposedly existed in Central America. MacGregor claimed it was a land of opportunity. He spun tales of fertile land and abundant resources. He spoke of a paradise waiting for those willing to start a new life. MacGregor was a master storyteller. He used his charm and military background to build trust. People were drawn to his vision. Many were eager to escape the hardships of life in Britain. They saw Poyais as a chance for a better future. He was selling a dream, but it was all a lie. MacGregor went to great lengths to make Poyais seem real. He created detailed maps. These maps showed bustling cities and navigable rivers, all completely fictional. He even printed official-looking documents. These included land grants and government bonds. He wrote a book. It was titled Sketch of the Mosquito Shore, including the territory of Poyais. This book was filled with vivid descriptions and exaggerated tales of Poyais' beauty and prosperity. To add an air of legitimacy, MacGregor designed a national flag for Poyais. He even created a coat of arms. One of his most convincing tricks was the introduction of the Poyaisian currency. He called it the dollar. He printed banknotes and even minted coins. People exchanged their hard-earned British pounds for this worthless currency. They were blinded by the promise of a new life. News of Poyais spread throughout Britain. People from all walks of life were captivated. Shopkeepers, clergymen, even members of the aristocracy bought into the dream. They invested their savings in Poyaisian land certificates. Some even sold all their belongings. They were ready to set sail for a new life. Hundreds of people boarded ships bound for this non-existent paradise. Their excitement was palpable. They were filled with dreams of a brighter future. They had no idea of the cruel reality that awaited them. The first ships arrived in late 1822. What they found was not a utopia. It was a desolate coastline. There were no cities, no farms, no signs of civilization. Just dense jungle and mosquito-infested swamps. The dream of Poyais was shattered. The settlers were stranded. They were ravaged by disease and starvation. Many perished in that desolate land. A few survivors managed to make their way back to Britain. They carried with them tales of hardship and betrayal. The truth about Poyais began to emerge. The press, initially taken in by MacGregor's deception, now exposed him as a fraud. The public was outraged. The idyllic paradise they'd been promised turned out to be a cruel hoax. MacGregor, sensing the impending backlash, had already fled. He left behind a trail of shattered dreams and broken lives. His scam had devastating consequences. Families were ruined. Lives were lost. The Poyais bubble had burst. Section 5. Justice, Evasion, and a Second Chance. MacGregor, though a wanted man, evaded capture for years. He resurfaced in France. Unbelievably, he attempted to recreate the Poyais scam. He targeted French investors this time. He was arrested in 1825. He was extradited to Britain. However, he was acquitted due to lack of evidence. Justice, it seemed, was not served. Astonishingly, MacGregor returned to Venezuela. He convinced the government to reinstate his military commission. He lived out his days in relative comfort. He died in Caracas in 1845, a free man. Section 6. Echoes of Poyais. Lessons from a Master Swindler. The story of Gregor MacGregor and the Poyais scam serves as a stark reminder about the dangers of blind trust and the allure of get-rich-quick schemes. Though centuries have passed, the lessons from this historical fraud remain relevant. MacGregor understood the power of storytelling. He crafted a narrative so convincing that people overlooked obvious red flags. He exploited their hopes and dreams for his own financial gain. His tale reminds us to be wary of promises that seem too good to be true. The Poyais scam also highlights the importance of due diligence. Had investors bothered to verify MacGregor's claims, the entire scheme would have unraveled. They would have discovered that Poyais was nothing more than a figment of his imagination. Section 7. Anatomy of a con, deception, and human vulnerability. The success of MacGregor's scam, however audacious, reveals a darker side of human nature. It exposes our vulnerability to manipulation, especially when we are desperate for a better life. McGregor preyed on this vulnerability. He offered a glimmer of hope in a time of economic hardship. McGregor was a master manipulator. He understood the psychology of persuasion. He used charm, confidence, and carefully crafted lies to gain people's trust. His tactics are still used by con artists today. The Poyais story serves as a timeless example of how easily intelligent people can be deceived when their emotions are exploited. It underscores the need for critical thinking and independent verification, especially when large sums of money are involved. Section 8. Modern-day Poyais scams in the digital age. The digital age, with its rapid flow of information and anonymity, has become a breeding ground for scams of all kinds. While the methods may have evolved, the underlying principles of deception remain the same. Today's con artists use the internet to cast their nets wider, ensnaring victims with phishing emails, pyramid schemes, and fake cryptocurrency investments. They exploit the speed of online transactions and the allure of quick riches. Just like McGregor's meticulously crafted maps and documents, modern scammers create sophisticated websites and online personas to lend legitimacy to their schemes. They use social media to spread misinformation and create a false sense of urgency. Section 9. Guarding against the grifters, protecting yourself in a world of deception. The story of Poyais, though a historical event, holds valuable lessons for us today. It reminds us to be vigilant. We must be skeptical of promises of easy money and to always do our due diligence. Education and awareness are our best defenses against fraud. By understanding the tactics employed by scammers, we are less likely to fall prey to their schemes. We must teach ourselves and others to question, verify, and be wary of anything that seems too good to be true. The internet, while a potential breeding ground for scams, also offers a wealth of information to protect ourselves. By utilizing resources like consumer protection agencies and online forums, we can stay informed and avoid falling victim to the modern-day Poyais lurking in the digital shadows.